Hey guys, this just came in today. I'm really excited about it. It's from the Blue Note Classic series, and this is their newest release. And I've never heard it before. Well, actually, I did sample it a little bit, but as I always find out, when you actually hear the record, it's a totally different experience than sampling it on streaming. Here we have, let's see, Back at the Chicken Shack, Jimmy Smith. Looking forward to this. Jimmy Smith is an organist, and this is kind of a, well, I can't describe it yet. I gotta hear it. So anyway, we'll be reviewing this shortly. I like to keep the shrink wrap on these because of the pipe sticker. Oh, and now these are coming in these sleeves instead of paper sleeves. And there was some controversy about that in the Steve Hoffman forum, that they were causing micro scratches. But I don't see any such thing. I think those scratches may have came from somewhere else. So let's put this on the turntable, and I get a picture of the label. Famous Blue Note label. Jimmy Smith at the Chicken Shack. Oh, it does have micro scratches. Ooh. I saw them in the right light. I thought I saw them. Saw them over there. I'm gonna have to investigate this because there is some concern that these are causing scratches. I don't see it in this light, but I thought I saw it in the other area on the turntable, so I'll let you know when I do the review. Hey guys, welcome back to the Pressing Matters. This is Scott Wilson. Thank you for tuning in, and today is a little discussion about the two new Blue Note classic titles, Back at the Chicken Shack by Jimmy Smith and Cool Struttin by Sonny Clark. But first I wanted to tell you that we have upgraded the sound. I hope that you're hearing that. If you could let me know in the comments below, I'd appreciate it. We've also made a couple of adjustments to the lighting and video quality, so hopefully that's being noticed. Little by little, keep making improvements. Hopefully the videos get better and better. So the first title is Back at the Chicken Shack by Jimmy Smith with Stanley Turrentine and Kenny Burrell and Donald Bailey on drums. This album I don't have another pressing of, but I did sample it before I purchased it. I was going to get it automatically anyway, but I was curious about it because it is an organ-based session due to Jimmy Smith, of course. And what I heard on the stream I really liked, and I found that the record is even better. It has a very different sound than classic Blue Note, like a soulful groove. Not funky really, but it's definitely a different sound, which I enjoyed very much. Sound-wise, it was excellent. And again, these are mastered by Kevin Gray and pressed at Optimal. There was an issue reported with the pressings of this record. some people were receiving records that were filled with micro scratches. And this is something that is a little difficult to see in normal light, but if you shine a flashlight over the surface at a certain angle, it becomes very apparent that there's a problem. It's swirled with micro scratches. And there are some theories as to why this is happening. A couple of them I think I can debunk, but one was that the new polyline sleeves were somehow defective in affecting the pressings by scratching them in the sleeves. I don't think that's the case. It sounds kind of far-fetched, and since some are arriving okay and others aren't, I don't think that's the case. Then there was another theory that perhaps because they were switching from paper sleeves to polyline sleeves, that someone at the plant was just pulling them out of the staticky paper sleeves and dragging scratches across it and then resleeving them, and all that handling was causing micro scratches. And I don't think that's the case either, because if you pull the record out of the paper sleeve, the scratches are going to be straight line, and these are kind of like all over the place, like circular almost. And so I don't think that's the case either. I think it's just a case of somewhere in the plant someone is handling them poorly, or they're being stacked up and vibrated or something, because the way the scratches appear, I think it's something like that, some kind of mechanical storage issue. But fortunately for us, they're not audible. In most cases, people aren't hearing any problems with the audio. So it's a very superficial scuff, and it's not really too much of a problem audibly. Visually, you hardly see it unless you're looking for it. So, but I thought I'd mention it because maybe if they hear enough about it, they will look into what's happening and it won't happen again. So yeah, that's the story on the pressing problem with this record. But as I said, sound is fantastic. It's a classic session, and I can see why. I enjoyed it immensely, and I think it's very easy to get into. Some of you know that I come from a jazz newbie perspective. I've only been exploring Blue Note for a couple of years, and you know, or jazz in general for a couple of years. And jazz, sometimes certain jazz titles, I can't get into it. I don't know. It's a little too out there or a little too noisy. It's just weird things about certain albums that are hard to penetrate. This album is super easy to get into, fun groove and great playing. It's a classic. So I know there are other pressings that may be a little bit better. I think Analogue Productions did this at one time at 45, but for the price, you can't beat this. Even with the little bit of pressing problem, like I said, you don't hear it, so I can highly recommend this title. Cool Struttin' I do have some experience with. This is the new one. Sonny Clark, Cool Struttin', with Art Farmer, Jackie McLean, Sonny Clark, Paul Chambers, and Philly Joe Jones. I mean, that is a killer lineup. And they all are fantastic on this record. If there is any title that deserves classic status, it's this one. It's iconic. And this record I have experience with through the Music Matters 45 series. So that's this copy. And again, we all know Music Matters produced the top quality pressings of these titles, and I don't think that's really changed. I think that's still the case, but these are in the hundreds of dollars, particularly this one. Very, very hard to, not hard to get, but very expensive to get. This was mastered at 45, so there's that too. Some people just don't want to get up and change the record every 10 minutes. And this, although this session does lend itself to the 45 format because there's only 4 cuts. So each side has its own cut, and you know, you're not breaking up the sequencing too much. The sound on the new one came very, very close, with the usual advantages of 45 taking precedence. You know, a little airier, a little bit deeper sound stage, more frequency extension. It's audible, it's noticeable, but it's not great, the difference. I think that Kevin Gray has done an excellent job on both titles, on both issues, I should say, and you're not losing really anything, especially if you prefer 33, by getting the classic title. It's so well priced. I mean, it's a steal for 20 bucks or whatever you pay for it on Amazon. I couldn't recommend it highly enough. I think it's up there with the top titles from the classic series. Soul Station might be another one. Actually, I have pulled out Soul Station because, again, it's a similar situation. The classic was very well done, and I had experience with this title excuse me, through Music Matters. So when I was first exploring jazz, the Music Matters was a thing, a big thing. I had a little extra money and I subscribed for 10 titles, and I think I chose pretty well because I chose Soul Station and Cool Struttin among some others, and my copies are number 620 of a limited edition. And I took to both of these sessions right away. I have to admit, I kind of bought them based on the covers. I love the Blue Note artwork, and these two just really grabbed me. And if anything, I always know if a cover looks like iconic like this, probably I'm going to like the record, and I did love it. Both of these are very easy to get into titles, Cool Struttin and Soul Station, and they thoroughly deserve their classic status. So overall, I could say that you can't go wrong with the two new releases. You know, if you must have the very best and you want to search out of print Blue Note 45s, Music Matters 45s, be my guest. They're out there, but you're going to be paying for these two releases probably over $200, maybe even more. I haven't checked lately, but I don't think the appearance of these new titles is going to make Music Matters prices drop. I think they're always going to hold their value because they do have the edge. But for someone that's just getting into jazz, this is a perfect time for you to build your collection, and adding these two titles and Jimmy Smith at the Chicken Shack and other titles from the classic series, you know, it's for 20 bucks, you can't go wrong. So I'm really glad to be exploring jazz at this time, and I feel like I'm spoiled by all these wonderful series going on. the Blue Note Classic, the Tone Poet series, and the Acoustic Sounds Verve Impulse Philips series, which has a lot of interesting things too. I'll be covering a couple of new titles from the Impulse line in one of the following videos. We have In-House Blues for the Abstract Blues and the Abstract Truth by Oliver Nelson, and Sonny Rollins on Impulse. So I'm going to be doing a review of those two as well. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the content. If you do like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe to the video and to the channel. It would help us out to bring you more content along this line. So thank you so much.